exact energy of someone who's both lost and trying to look like they're not lost, which is basically the most visible kind of lost. This happened on a random weekday, and I remember that because it was the kind of day where you're already running on that low-grade stress. Like nothing is technically wrong, but your brain is acting like you're being hunted for sport, okay? I was just trying to run a couple errands, be a normal adult, do a few responsible things in a row without needing a reward sticker. Big lobby, polished floor, the kind of place that smells like lemon cleaner and quiet money. And I immediately feel underdressed, even though I'm dressed like a normal person. Every cough sounds like an announcement. And I'm already doing that subtle act casual posture where you try to look like you're here for a reason. There's a front desk, but no one is standing there, which, in hindsight, should have felt like a warning. I see a sign that I'm pretty sure is pointing toward restrooms. So I follow it. And as I'm walking, I'm doing the internal pep talk. People pee. This is society. I turn the corner and I find the restroom. Great. I go in, do what I need to do, wash my hands like I'm in a commercial. The vibe is different. It's subtle at first, just a tension in the air, like the building inhaled, and then I hear it. It's a voice that sounds official, like it's amplified, but not loudly, like it's coming through a speaker system. And that's when I realize I'm not in a normal building. I'm in a building where something is happening. I walk a little farther, and I see an open set of doors to a large room, and inside that room are rows of chairs. Like a lot of chairs, all facing the same direction. And the people are dressed nicer than me. And my brain does that thing where it tries to reverse time. But then, of course, the worst possible thing happens. Someone sees me. Just a small hand motion, like, come on in, and I go in. I don't know why. I don't know what part of my personality took over. But I stepped into that room like I belonged there. It was like my body chose embarrassment over awkwardness. So I walk in, and the sound changes immediately, like everyone's ears notice. That happened. And I can feel eyes on me. Not aggressively, just enough. The perfect amount to make you aware you have a face. I'm walking down the aisle, and I'm trying to act calm, but my brain is screaming. This is a meeting. This is a conference. This is something structured, and you are not part of it. I look for an empty seat. There are a few scattered in the back, so I aim for one like it's safety. In the middle of a sentence, and the room is quiet, which means every single sound I make is now a personal contribution to the event. My footsteps are too loud. My jacket is too loud. The chair is going to be too loud when I sit, because it squeaks and clacks and announces your failure. I reach the seat, and I try to sit down gently, like I'm lowering a sleeping baby into a crib. The chair makes a noise anyway. Of course it does. A sharp little clack that cuts through the quiet, and I swear I felt the room blink. I sit there, frozen, trying to minimize my existence. My shoulders are tight. My face is neutral, but inside I'm in flames. And then my brain starts doing the worst possible thing, trying to figure out what I'm in real time by looking normal. I don't recognize the logo. So that's already a clue that I'm in the wrong place. But I'm still sitting there, because getting up and leaving feels like it would be louder than staying and slowly dying. So I'm doing that fake attentive look. I'm nodding slightly. I'm pretending the words mean something to me. Orientation means someone expects you. Orientation means paperwork exists somewhere with your name on it. Oh no, because now I'm not just a random guy in a room. And now my body starts heating up in that way where you can feel your own face turning into a tomato. My ears are burning. My neck is burning. Plan B, stay until there's a break. Problem, what if there's no break? What if this is a 3-hour orientation? What if they do roll call? What if they make us introduce ourselves? Plan C, become invisible. Problem, I am not a ninja. I am a 25-year-old man who is now breathing too loudly. And then, because the universe hates me personally, the speaker says, and now we're going to do a quick check-in. No, absolutely not. My entire soul left my body and started looking for a new host. Because I'm sitting there with no name tag, no department, and the only department I'm joining is mistakes. King starts. People go one by one. They're all so confident. They say their name, they say their department, and they smile like they belong to a future. And with every person, the circle of doom gets closer to me. And I'm sitting there trying to figure out what name I should use. Like, should I lie? Should I say my real name? Should I make something up? Should I say I'm with marketing? Everyone says marketing. That feels safe. Nobody knows what marketing does. This is the exact moment where I do that thing I hate. I stand up in a quiet room. Standing up is always loud, even if you do it silently. It creates movement. I stand up slowly, trying to look like I'm supposed to be leaving, like I'm responding to a text, like I have an important call, like I'm needed elsewhere. But I can feel heads turning. Not everyone, just enough. It's the energy of a person trying to leave a store without buying anything. Not enough to fall, but enough to do that awkward little stumble that makes you look like your bones are new. And I swear, time slowed. Because in that split second, I had two options. Option 1. Recover and keep walking like nothing happened. I do this weird half-laugh, half-cough thing, like I'm trying to play it off, but there's nothing to play off because nobody knows what's happening except me. Because I can't tell her the truth, which is, no, I'm not okay. I'm in the wrong universe. I'm in the wrong orientation. Wrong orientation. Like I accidentally wandered into the wrong version of my life. The way she said it wasn't mean. It was worse. It was the tone you use when someone puts salt in their coffee. And I nod like I'm processing valuable information, even though I'm actively dissolving. And I slip out. And the second I'm in the hallway, I speed walk. Not run. Running would admit guilt. I find the elevator. I press the button like I'm calling emergency services. And when the doors finally close, I exhale like I've been holding my breath for a year. Here's the emotional part. The embarrassment doesn't end when you leave. It follows you. It sits next to you in the elevator like, So, we doing this now? Was that a new hire who quit in real time? And I know, logically, nobody cares that much. People are focused on their own stuff. They'll forget it. But shame doesn't care about logic. Shame is like a tiny director in your brain going, let's run that scene again, but louder. Like I need to prove to the world that I'm allowed to be in public. And honestly, there's something weirdly comforting about moments like that, okay? Because yeah, it was humiliating, okay? But it also reminded me that I'm not special, okay? I'm just a person who gets confused, tries to act normal, and occasionally walks into an orientation like a lost NPC. And I guarantee you, everyone has their version of this. Maybe not orientation specifically, but something where you realize, too late, that you're the only one who doesn't belong. And your body chooses the worst possible way to handle it. So if you've ever had a moment like that, welcome to the club. We meet mentally at 3 a.m. when our brains replay everything we've ever done. The kind that still visits you randomly when you're trying to fall asleep. I'm collecting them like proof that none of us should be allowed to have memories.